Hey everybody! Is anybody hungry? Come on in to the Duckinapot Show!
Hi everyone, welcome back to Duckinapot. Glad you made it back. Today we're going to make schnitzel, made with pork loin. You can see here we started by pounding some boneless pork loin with a meat mallet. We're pounding it really thin. You'll see we pound both sides, first with the flat end of the mallet to make it nice and flat, because that'll really help it when we put the breading on it, make it crisp up well. And then on the perforated side, we're going to aerate the pork loin, and that'll really help make it tender and taste really, really good. We're going to now marinate the meat. You could use pork, chicken, veal. Here we're using pork loin, and what we're going to do is put the meat one at a time in a container, and then pour a little milk in, and then we'll continue on with another pork loin, and then put it in the container and add some milk, and then it'll be put in the refrigerator overnight. You can go as little as 6 hours. Oh, and there's Corny. This is actually Corny's mom's recipe. So he's the one who brought this recipe to us today. So here we've marinated overnight, and now we're going to take the pork loin out of the milk. Then you can discard the milk. We're going to then just take that pork loin after we dry it off, and we're going to season it with all of our seasonings. We use a vegetable, kind of like Mrs. Dash seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic. I think that's it. And that gets ready for frying. We like to season it generously on both sides. So just one side, flip it over, do the other side, and then you could put it on a plate and get ready for frying. Well, here we're preparing some of our side dishes. There's Craig, one of our ducks, and Corny. There you go. Craig's one of our sous chefs. We're going to have tomatoes and lettuce on the side. And here we are getting our pork loin ready to fry. First, you dredge it in all-purpose flour. Get it completely covered on both sides. Once you've done that, kind of shake it off, put it in the egg wash, and completely cover it with egg wash. And then we're going to put it in the breadcrumbs. And then that pork loin is ready to fry. And with it as thin as it is, with the perforation from the mallet, it's going to make a nice crunch on that coating. So here, just put it aside. Get them all ready. Here we have, we did 6 pork loins. We're feeding about 5 people. We have a little spare for snacks. And then we put it in hot oil, about 350. We're using grapeseed oil. You could use any kind of non-fragrant oil. Olive oil is a little too strong, but a grapeseed oil is nice. A canola oil, vegetable oil works really well. You fry it about 5 minutes, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes on each side till you get brown. The meat doesn't have to cook very long when it's this thin. So you kind of gauge it, get it brown, fry it, take it off, and then put it on a paper towel to get the excess grease off of it.
All right,
let it kind of soak in the towel, and you could just layer that, put a towel over that, and put your other pork loin over the paper towel, so you just have a stack like pancakes. And that's all there is to it. You get some really tasty, crunchy on the outside, tender on the inside pork loin with the seasonings that we put in. It's really, really spicy and good. It goes great with our roasted Brussels sprouts, bread, and tomatoes on the side. Well, thanks again for visiting at duckinapot.com. come back often. We're going to have a new recipe every week.
Glad you made it. Thanks for watching. See you next time on the Duckinapot Show.